Hey everybody, welcome back. Alright, so in this lesson we're going to work on the bassline, or at least get the first part of it in. Now for this we'll need to download and install a free synthesizer called Vital. It's made by Matt Titel. It's amazing, one of the best synths out there. I mean literally as good as most of the paid for synths. So just Google Vital Synth, should be the first thing that pops up. So go into the website and then we're going to scroll down till we get to the Get Vital section. Now you can choose to pay for it if you want to, and this will get you some extra presets, but the basic free version is the full version of Vital, just with less presets, but it is fully functioning. So if you want that, just click Basic and then set up an account. Once you've set up an account, you'll be able to download it. So just download the relevant version for your operating system. Once it's downloaded, click to install. And then I just recommend installing the VST3 version because it's basically foolproof. Okay, so just carry on with that. And then once it's installed, either rescan your plugins or restart your DAW, and it should appear in your instruments list. So before we actually load it up, let's just talk about how to come up with the bass line. So as we have no musical structure, all we've got is this beat. So we can literally go in pretty much any direction we want. So if you're working on a project where you already have some chords or at least something musical in your track, then you're going to likely need to use that musicality for the basis of your bass line so it all fits together, i.e. your bass line will need to be in the same scale as the other musical parts. As mentioned, we can do whatever we want. So there are basically two methods you can use to come up with a bass line. You could go hunting for a cool bass sound in a synth like Vital, and then you could use that to inspire your jamming, so either playing on a keyboard or just literally playing the notes of the piano roll editor, which we'll get to in just a second. And you can use that to come up with some kind of pattern for the bass line, or you can sort of imagine the bass line melody and then try to recreate what it is you're imagining in your DAW. Now I use both of these methods, but in this track I basically was listening to the beat and I come up with the melody idea for the bass line, or the basic idea. So it was a case of basically trying to hum the notes and get them down into my DAW. And it goes something like this. In my head, obviously it sounds much, much cooler than that, but that's obviously the limitation of my voice. So let's load up an instrument track and we'll try to recreate that. I'm just going to load a Vital instrument, make sure it is stereo. Okay, so this is Vital. And before we go and change the preset, I'm just going to use the stock sound and turn it down a bit first. And we're just going to use that to get the melody in there, the musical pattern for it. So I'm going to draw in a blank MIDI segment, which spans the full 4 bars. Jump into it. And we're going to need to go down a bit, so to B1. All right, so just under C2. So is basically the melody that I've got. Very, very simple, of course. Okay, so that's the first part. Dead simple, as you can hear, but let's just copy that across and then we'll just make some modifications to the second repeat. Okay, so that note wants to go up there, and then we'll just get rid of that last note. I think that's the only difference. Okay, so there we go. We've got the basic melody for the bass line. Now, it's a sort of peculiar one because it doesn't really fit into any known musical scale, not a proper musical scale, like a major or a minor or harmonic minor or whatever. Just because we've got 3 notes right next to each other. In a musical scale, you'd have like at least a gap of half a tone between some of these notes, but that's absolutely fine, no problem. as we have said, we can do whatever it is we want, and I like the sound of this. It's got a kind of fun but dark, almost kind of vibe to it. Okay, so that's fine. Now let's just change the sound so it sounds a bit more drum and bassy. So let's go into Vital. Now, in order to keep this tutorial as streamlined as possible, we're going to load up a patch that I made specifically for this song. Now, if you bought the tutorial, provided in the work files are the sound design videos where I actually show you how to make all of these sounds from scratch using Vital. Also, I'm not going to go into the workings of synthesis or how to use Vital in this particular tutorial. We actually have a completely free Vital Synth tutorial. So just go to your search engine and search Vital Synth tutorial. And if you just scroll down a bit, you'll actually see that there's an organic link, and it should be the first one. So borntoproduce.com, Vital Wavetable Synth tutorial. And here you've got quite a few tutorial videos literally showing you everything you need in order to be able to use Vital and make sounds in it. And then we've got specific sound design videos as well. So go check that out if you do want to know all the workings of Vital. But again, we're just going to load a preset. So come up to the hamburger menu, click on Open External Preset, and then navigate to wherever they are on your computer. Again, mine are on my desktop, so I'll just go into that. Work files, Vital patches, and then we want BTP Bass Top Wonka. Double click that. Okay, so nice little sound. Let's just come out of there and play it. Needs turning down a little bit. Okay, so getting there, of course, but not all the way. We've got quite a lot to do to make this sound really, really good. And in the next lesson, we're going to get the next vital step to getting the bass line to work, and that is a bit of side chaining. And in the lesson after that, we will then layer this with a dedicated sub bass to make sure the low end of it is really nice, punchy and fat. All right, thanks very much for watching, guys and girls. See you in the next one.